Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It's Wednesday, the second day of January. Today is National Science Fiction Day. Is it? Or am I making that up? Oh, okay. It's also National Personal Trainer Awareness Day, National Buffet Day. Why would today be Buffet Day?
I don't know.
It's a weird time. Everybody's on diets right now. What a weird time to have Buffet Day. And National Cream
Maybe
Puff
they needed
Day.
to try to boost sales for buffets because
okay.
everybody was on a diet. So they said, this is buffet day. You have to eat.
It's Buffet Day. I mean, you're going to give up that resolution anyway, so why not do it today? Also, I got a guest coming up here in a little bit. We're going to be visiting with Stuttering John Melendez. You may know him from The Tonight Show with Jay Leno. He was also on Howard Stern. He has a book called Easy for You to Say. We're going to be chatting with him later in the program today. I've got a link to his book, by the way, on our Facebook page, facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. Also in the show notes for today.
Want a good laugh to start every day? We do, and you can too. Be sure to follow WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com on Facebook. Every morning we send out our Weird Gift of the Day. You don't even have to buy anything. You can just follow our page and laugh at the bizarre real gift items we find and share every morning. And maybe you can share them with your friends who have a good sense of humor too. We have a link to make it easy to find us at WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Time now for Is It a Golf Course or Is It a Rehab Center? And this is another one that may be on the chopping block, Heidi. So we got to decide if we want to keep doing this. There's some other things that we're considering. So if this is something you like, let us know. If it's something you don't like, also let us know. The Plantation, Villa Rica, Georgia. The Plantation. Is it a golf course or is it a rehab center?
I think we've done this one before, and I can't remember what it was. I'm going to say golf course.
It is a golf course. Golf clap for Heidi.
I think we did that one before.
Is it a golf course or is it a rehab center?
Unless there may be more than one. I don't know.
Brought to you by TimeForRehab.com.
Cable and dish companies keep jacking up their rates. Join the cable cutting revolution with ChannelSurferTV.com. Watch TV with no monthly fee. Our DVR lets you record shows and pause live TV with no monthly fee. Want to stream movies? We have a device for that too. It works with Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, YouTube, and many other streaming platforms, so you can cut the cable and save a ton of money every month. Learn more at ChannelSurferTV.com. That's ChannelSurferTV.com.
And this is your brain on drugs. A quartet of fast food workers sold meth from a Wendy's in Georgia. That's not smart. Police raided the eatery and busted the employees on narcotics charges. They allege the Wendy's employees sold small amounts of meth in both the parking lot and inside the restaurant. And this is about 40 miles north of Atlanta. Members of the Narcotics Task Force executed a search warrant. They simultaneously arrested the restaurant's manager, a cook, and 2 other employees. Cops say the meth sales had been occurring for several weeks. The location was closed during the raid, but then was reopened for business, although they're short several employees because they all got fired. You don't do that. That's a bad idea. It's a terrible idea, but that is the kind of thing that you do if your brain is on drugs.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. Jersey Shore star Mike the Situation Sorrento will be heading to prison. He has an 8-month prison sentence for tax fraud. That starts this month.
Uh-oh.
Is that how it works for everybody? Does everybody say, well, hey, I got to go to prison for 8 months? Yeah, I don't want to do it during the holidays. I'm gonna do this in January.
I don't think so typically, but I suppose
I've
if
never
you're
gone to prison, so I'm not sure. I didn't think that it was really up to you.
No,
but,
shouldn't be.
No. Kylie Jenner was named the new face of Instagram in 2018. Did you know that?
I did not. I'm not on Instagram, so I
I'm
really
on
don't
there,
care.
But what does that even mean? The new
I have
face
no
of
idea.
Instagram. And also something from last year, and then I think we're going to be done with talking about last year. Back in September, 79-year-old Al Pacino announced he was dating an actress half his age, Israeli actress Maital Dohan. I probably said it wrong. She's from the series Weeds. She's half his age, and they're dating each other. So if they were dating back in September and they're still doing fine today, I'm happy for them. That's awesome.
I don't have a problem with it. Whatever.
It's none of my dang business. Coming up, for those of you who are on a diet, we're going to be giving you some great details today. That's during our Scoop of the Day. It's on the way.
Every day, approximately 23 U.S. military veterans take their own lives. Big Paws Canine Foundation is helping to decrease that number, providing service and companion dogs to our disabled veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty. Partnering a hero with a specifically trained dog significantly reduces the incidence of suicide, and your support makes all the difference. Find out how you can help our American heroes. Join the pack at BigPawsCanine.com.
Now your scoop of the day brought to you by FunkyMonkeyShirts.com. I only got 2 stories today, Heidi, but they're both really good.
Okay.
This is for people who are maybe making resolutions to lose weight. Maybe it's time to ditch your car. It says people who ride bikes instead of driving cars weigh less, almost 9 pounds less on average. 9, that's it? You'd think it'd be a lot less than that. That is from the European researchers. They surveyed 11,000 people in 7 European cities. They found that cyclists are skinnier than drivers. This does not prove any direct link between the choice of transportation and one's weight, but it is intriguing to find this.
What do you mean there's no direct link? Of course there's a link. You're exercising on one, and on the other you are not. It's a ridiculous study. Did they even need to do that study?
Apparently. Well, 14,000 volunteers from London, Rome, Vienna, Zurich, and Antwerp, Barcelona, and other places says they looked at the access they had to their primary mode of transportation and their weight. So the project was named PASTA, which is a fun name for it, really. That stands for Physical Activity Through Sustainable Transportation Approaches. Anyway, they hope the additional data collected over time would find a direct link between transportation decisions and health. Much of this was determined by urban design. The ease of walking or cycling in a city plays a vital role in whether people are realistically going to ditch their car. It says purposeful exercise, walking to a store, biking to work is an ideal way to tackle the epidemic of inactivity and obesity.
Okay, but also how freaking cold does it get?
Yeah.
The majority of the year where you live.
So there's a lot of factors. That's where they're saying.
And are you single? Because it's easier to get groceries home on a bicycle if you're a single person. But if you've got a family of 4, how are you going to get all that food home?
Wagon behind you. What in the world are you doing? And then one last thing here. 5 days is not, 5 a day is not enough. It says to add years to your life, you're supposed to eat 10 servings of fruits and veggies now. Researchers say they found that
I wasn't hitting the mark before.
No, me neither. Packing our diet with everything from apples to zucchini, so from A to Z they did there, lowers our risk of heart attack, stroke, cancer, and early death. 10 a day is a powerful recipe for good health and longevity. The team from Imperial College London estimate that if everybody around the globe did this, a staggering 7.8 million premature deaths worldwide would be avoided every year. To arrive to this conclusion, they went through 95 previous research studies and included almost 2 million people, by the way. How much is 10 servings a day? It's 800 grams of produce. This translates to 10 small bananas or apples or 30 tablespoons of cooked spinach, peas, broccoli, or cauliflower. It says which types are most beneficial. The greatest health benefits were found in apples, pears, citrus, fruits. I bet that's probably one thing. Citrus fruits. I don't know why I made that 2 things. Green. I don't even know that it's all.
I don't know why I don't eat more fruits. I love almost all fruit, and I really very rarely eat vegetables. But there are a lot of vegetables that I like.
I
so
do too.
I
Green
don't
leafy
know
veggies
why.
are the best. Also, veggies like broccoli and cabbage and cauliflower. And says here the current recommendation amount is 5 portions per day of fruits and veggies, but 10 portions would be better. If that seems like too much for you, don't despair. Even 2 servings a day will make a difference.
How much is considered a portion?
I don't know. It says reduce the risk of heart disease, stroke, cardiovascular disease, cancer, and premature death. A lot of benefits here.
Well, absolutely.
So they were saying 10 translates to 10 small bananas. Who's going to eat 10 bananas a day?
I would not eat a banana.
Would you like a banana? And what is a small banana? I mean, aren't they all kind of about the same size?
No, there's small bananas and big bananas.
I don't really pay attention
to
bananas.
But 10 bananas in a day, that would be horrible.
Part monkey. You don't have to do all of one thing, though. I've got a list here, the link on our page, if you want to read all about it. It's in the show notes. This is the healthiest thing I've done in a long time, just reading those 2 stories. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
at funkymonkeyshirts.com. We want to remind you it's never too early to start thinking about Valentine's Day. And what says I love you better than awesome, matching fun t-shirts? Get something for your sweetie and for you. We have several his and hers t-shirt designs to choose from at funkymonkeyshirts.com. Let the world know how much you love one another. And wear your heart on your sleeve. Well, at least on your shirt. With a little help from funkymonkeyshirts.com. That's funkymonkeyshirts.com.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show. We've got a special guest joining us today. We've got Stuttering John Melendez joining us, and he's got a book out called Easy for You to Say. How you doing, John?
I'm good, John. How are you, buddy?
I'm fantastic. Thank you so much for taking time to chat with us. How many years have you been doing what you do? Because you've worked with Jay Leno, you've worked with Howard Stern. You've been doing this for quite a while, haven't you?
Yeah, I was with Howard for 15 years, and I was with Jay for 10. So 25 years of full employment. It's very gratifying.
That is really cool. And what you get to do for a living was really a very fun thing to do, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, look, I've always, ever since I was a little kid, I was writing jokes and shooting comedy films, and, I went to NYU for film and television, and it's nice to actually do something and make a living at doing something that you love. And I've been blessed. I'm grateful to both Howard and Jay, and I've had a good life. It's been an incredible ride, and I talk about all the good, the bad, and the buoy in my book.
Now, with the nickname Stuttering John, right now we're talking. You're speaking very clearly. Where did that nickname come from? How long have you had that nickname?
Well, I mean, I used to be called Stutterface and Skip and Stuttering A-hole, and that was just from my parents. But
oh, wow.
But my name is John, and I stuttered, and Howard just said, I'm calling you Stuttering John. And at first I was reluctant to accept it, but then, I bought into it, and I still refer to myself in that way even today, because I think more people know me as Stuttering John than they do as John Melendez.
Now, over the course of time, you've had a chance to do some really funny things. What would you say is like your favorite, I don't know if you call it a skit or a bit or what you call it, but your favorite kind of prank that you've had a chance to pull on somebody? What would you say is your favorite thing that you've done?
Well, I mean, asking the Dalai Lama, do people go up to you and say, hello, Dolly, is a big one. Asking O.J. Simpson if he would sign my knife was kind of, a funny moment, and coincidentally he brought his own. But I would say the best response I ever got out of any of my interviews was from the late great Joan Rivers. Without skipping a beat, I said, Joan, do you think ugly people should be allowed to have children? And she said, no, and I told your parents that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was probably like one of the funniest interactions I've had. But I recently just pranked the president. I got Jared Kushner and Donald Trump to call me from Air Force One. I pretended I was Senator Bob Menendez. And in recent years, that's probably the biggest one that was covered worldwide of how easy it was for me to infiltrate the administration.
And what was that like when you were on the phone with them? Were you thinking I'm going to get arrested by the Secret Service, or were you not concerned about that?
I wasn't concerned until after, when I got home and the neighborhood kids in front of my door said the Secret Service was banging on my door.
Oh, wow.
Then I realized, oh my God, what did I do? I didn't realize it was like, it was it was a security breach until after. I was out celebrating the call. I didn't realize I could actually get into any trouble. And then my agent told me the Secret Service had contacted her, and I called them, and they asked me to come downtown, and I said, well, just to interview me or arrest me. They said, we can't tell you that.
That's never good.
Yeah, that's when I called Avenatti, Michael Avenatti, and he represented me and got me out of the whole thing.
Again, visiting right now with John Melendez, also known as Stuttering John. He's got a book out, just recently came out, called Easy for You to Say. And now, when you put this book together, are there stories in there about all these different things that you've done throughout the years? That's kind of what we're going to find inside?
Yeah, it's all anecdotal. It's all stories behind the scenes of the Howard Stern Show, and, a lot of stories that are funny, a lot of stories that will be eye-openers to any Stern fan or Jay Leno fan. And, I've always been unfiltered, so it's very candid. Jay does the forward for the book, and he says, John is one of those guys that is unfiltered, and that's why the book is an enjoyable read, and that's the truth. I mean, I'll tell it like it is. I don't hold back. I don't lie, and everything is truthful. All the anecdotes, I think people will get a very big kick as they read it.
John, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us. I think it sounds like a really fun idea for a book. Easy for you to say. It's available now. We're going to throw a link in our show notes to make it really, really easy to find as well. And you'll find that in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Cable and dish companies keep jacking up their rates. Join the cable cutting revolution with ChannelSurferTV.com. Watch TV with no monthly fee. Our DVR lets you record shows and pause live TV with no monthly fee. Want to stream movies? We have a device for that too. It works with Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, YouTube, and many other streaming platforms, so you can cut the cable and save a ton of money every month. Learn more at ChannelSurferTV.com. That's ChannelSurferTV.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
We are more prepared for a zombie apocalypse than you might have known. Did you know the U.S. Center for Disease Control and Prevention has a real website devoted to zombie preparedness? I did not know this.
I did not know this.
This is all made up. It's from the movies.
Yeah.
I mean, in TV shows, that's not a thing.
Yeah,
Although,
I don't understand.
I can tell
why
you,
that
a
would
lot
be.
of people think that it is a thing.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Very bizarre. So, I didn't know we had that website. I wonder how much that cost.
Exactly.
This has been a very fun fact on this Wednesday.
At FunkyMonkeyShirts.com, we want to remind you it's never too early to start thinking about Valentine's Day and what says I love you better than awesome, matching fun t-shirts. Get something for your sweetie and for you. We have several his and hers t-shirt designs to choose from at FunkyMonkeyShirts.com. Let the world know how much you love one another and wear your heart on your sleeve. Well, at least on your shirt. With a little help from FunkyMonkeyShirts.com. That's FunkyMonkeyShirts.com.
Time now for the word of the day. It is ostracize. O-S-T-R-A-C-I-Z-E. Ostracize. It's a verb. Do you know what ostracize means?
I think it means to exclude, to like ban or eliminate.
Yeah. Good job, Heidi. Ostracize. To exclude by common consent. So here's the little sentence. When John decided to convert his wife's religion, he was ostracized by his own family and friends.
There you go.
Ostracize. By the way, why do they always use John in these sentences? What am I doing? It's not me, some other John. There's a lot of Johns out there. Ostracize is today's word of the day.
Want a good laugh to start every day? We do, and you can too. Be sure to follow WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com on Facebook. Every morning we send out our Weird Gift of the Day. You don't even have to buy anything. You can just follow our page and laugh at the bizarre real gift items we find and share every morning. And maybe you can share them with your friends who have a good sense of humor too. We have a link to make it easy to find us at WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Time now for some weird news. Have you ever heard of this story? Daniel Rushing. He's a 65-year-old Good Samaritan who drove a friend to chemo, then a fellow churchgoer home, then was arrested for having crystal meth in his car. But it wasn't crystal meth. It was sugar flakes from a Krispy Kreme donut.
Oh, no.
This all went down in 2015, so it's a while back, but the story's still flying around
I think
online.
I remember this, actually.
$37,000 richer by settling with the city after a lawsuit. How do the cops make that kind of mistake to begin with? Well,
exactly.
A cheap drug testing kit. So they have to rely on this in the field, and it's only been accurate 21% of the time. I think they need to quit using those.
Yeah.
And maybe they have now after this lawsuit, because this happened again. It started in 2015. But they can be marred.
And rightfully so. That is a situation where the citizen absolutely, positively deserved to win that case.
Well, and the thing is, the results from these kits, this is going to hurt real drug cases too. If they're not accurate,
yeah, that's
bad
horrible.
guys are going to get
Could
off
you
the hook,
imagine being in that situation?
Yeah. Well, they weren't trained properly to use the kit, and there's everything from weather to human error that could have caused problems. He had no hard feelings. He said, "I just want to get this arrest off my record. I'm trying to get a job, and it's hurting me." So that's kind of a sad deal. That is today's Weird News, brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
John and Heidi.
Now your moment of duh, brought to you by FunkyMonkeyShirts.com. Authorities in Warrenville, South Carolina, have charged a 31-year-old by the name of Albert Davis with murder after he gave a 3-year-old boy a loaded gun and told him to chase another man, 24-year-old Timothy Johnson, around the yard. The kid pulled the trigger and shot the man.
Oh.
Yeah, in the chest. David, the adult that gave him the gun, is being charged with murder, possession of a stolen handgun, and contributing to the delinquency of a minor.
Oh, my gosh.
Deputies are investigating whether he gave the child the gun in the first place. What now? Oh, why he gave the child the gun in the first place. It says, and whether or not Davis was angry at Johnson. So they're trying to figure out why in the world did this
what is
happen.
the motive and what happened
And
here?
I think this story is from a little while back. Again, I'm kind of digging through stuff from 2018, the best of, and this is a story that I don't remember reading this, but I think this is one we might have skipped back then. So,
maybe.
very bizarre. So that happened in Warrenville, South Carolina, and I'm not sure when it happened, but sometime not too long ago.
Wow.
This has been your Moment of Duh, brought to you by FunkyMonkeyShirts.com.
Every day, approximately 23 U.S. military veterans take their own lives. Big Paws Canine Foundation is helping to decrease that number, providing service and companion dogs to our disabled veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty. Partnering a hero with a specifically trained dog significantly reduces the incidence of suicide, and your support makes all the difference. Find out how you can help our American heroes. Join the pack at BigPawsCanine.com.
Time now for the first ever Dad Joke of the Day. Are you excited for this new feature, Heidi?
Yes, I am.
Here's
Let's
the thing.
do this.
This is only going to work if you actually chuckle at least once or twice when I do these.
Okay, but what if they're stupid?
Well,
I'm not gonna. I never laugh at your stupid jokes. You know that.
I have Robo Heidi on file here somewhere.
How about in this segment, you do one of your jokes and then I do one of my jokes?
No.
And we let the
No.
listeners vote on which one was better.
Your jokes cannot be on the radio. All right, here's your dad joke of the day.
All right.
How do you make holy water?
How?
You boil the hell out of it.
Okay, that was cute.
See, that's cute.
Yeah, that was
I
cute.
thought that was funny. If you would like to submit your dad joke, you can send it to John at JohnandHeidiShow.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to JohnandHeidiShow.com. Again, JohnandHeidiShow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and our good news comes your way courtesy of WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. And I forgot to mention what the weird gift was for today. It's a funny apron where you look like you're naked, and then you got like hands covering
cute.
things. So it's actually pretty cute. But no, I don't need one.
Are you sure?
Pretty darn sure. Here's our good news for today. What a story. New dad is given special surprise after he drove burning car out of hospital garage. There's a lot going on just in the headline, isn't there?
Okay. He drove his burning car out?
Travis Trent was celebrating the birth of his newborn baby when his car caught fire. Instead of letting the burning vehicle damage the hospital and the surrounding cars, he managed to save the property by parking it at a safe distance. He had been in the parking garage of the Good Samaritan Hospital in Tacoma, Washington, when his dashboard started to smoke. Despite how most people would have simply abandoned the car and fled to safety, everybody else was already out of it. He decided to get this away from the other vehicles that were parked next to him.
That was nice.
He said, and so I said, this ain't going to happen here. He pulled it out, got to the top, and made sure my girlfriend's makeup and car seat were out of the car.
Oh.
The car was completely destroyed in the blaze that followed. While the fire department says the people should not drive burning cars, they were still very impressed with his integrity. It says the fact that he did it and didn't get injured and saved potentially thousands and thousands of dollars in damage to the parking structure and the other cars around it was pretty incredible.
He probably figured his hospital bill was big enough already.
Yeah, probably. In addition to the rescuers thanking Trent for saving the garage, his brother works as a salesman at a local car dealership. Upon telling the story of his brother's, his siblings' bravery, the manager said, you know what?
Nice.
We're going to give him a free car.
I love that.
So he got a car handed to him for free. And
I love that.
I'm still trying to figure out why in the world his other car started on fire.
I don't
It
know.
doesn't say that in the story. Maybe. Good news, people, tell us those
He
details,
probably
too.
needed a new car, clearly.
I've got a link to the story if you want to read
That's
all about
nice.
it. And there's a video that you can watch if you want to check that out. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Again, that's in our good news section at johnandheidishow.com.